everybody.
Hey, what is going on, chick sister?
How you doing?
Well, yeah, better
Good.
than I was a few days ago.
Good. That's
The,
good.
the future holds some question marks, but hey, we'll just take it day by day.
That's right. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Yep.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I guess it's Juneteenth Day as well.
Right?
So
Yeah. Yeah.
for everyone
Hi, Tim.
out there, we went right into um, Father's Day yesterday. I hope everybody have a happy Father's Day, and
Hi, John.
with Juneteenth today. So, God bless everybody that got to enjoy that with their families. So, we have a very, very cool show tonight. I wanted to share with everybody, and Kelly's excited about it. It's got all our little team players. Um, as you all know, the fun stuff we're doing for the Bash. I think this is show number 2
This is
in the
part 2 of 3.
series.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, And so, with that being said, it's going to be a very cool show. We got several people with us tonight, and we're looking forward to kicking the show off and having a blast. So, I don't know about you, Kelly. What do you think? Without further ado,
Yeah, I mean, I think these are entertaining folks we have on tonight.
yeah.
So I think
So without further ado, we bring them to you.
let's bring in Jeremy and Steve.
Oh, Jeremy, Steve, Russ.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Oh, the fun troop. Look at there.
Thank
Oh, man, I like the little backdrop there, Kelly.
Well, thanks. We had to do a little Gettysburg.
See the little field back there, all the stuff.
I like it.
Steve's been in those fields out there doing some investigating. I think Jeremy has as well. Russ has been kind of going around those areas. So, as we usually do with a crowd like this, we'd like to go ahead and I guess
Hold on. Tim has a very important announcement.
Oh,
Tim?
aliens are coming
Breaking news.
after the show. Okay, yeah.
Dad, if you're watching tonight, have you
I'm
seen this
hearing
one?
that. I'm hearing that down here. The only thing is in Texas, we all carry guns, and if they do and they're nice, we'll invite them to dinner. If not, well, guess what? So, welcome to dinner, or don't piss us off in Texas because we all carry. Thank God. So, Jeremy,
Yes, sir.
tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell us about what you do in the paranormal.
Well, my name is Jeremy Cotter. I've been involved in the paranormal for a little over a decade now. Basically got into it because my wife was a huge fan of the paranormal shows, and I was kind of skeptic at first, but then she wanted me to take her to an investigation, and ever since then, I've just enjoyed being around it and checking out all the different places we've been to, and in the process, I've worked on my sensitive skills, and I've been working on my clairvoyance stuff as well. And it's been quite the journey. I mean, I've had a chance to work with numerous people, yourself, Keith included, and Russ. He and I have had a lot of time to work together too. So it's been a heck of a ride,
Oh, heck yeah! I just remember we started investigating way back several years ago. We were at some investigations. Golly, I just thought of those. That's been a minute ago, but we always seem to have some good ones, didn't we?
Oh, yes, we did. That's for sure.
Oh man, I don't think we ran out of the building, but I think we had a couple of them really kind of open our eyes. Yeah, cool.
Yes, absolutely.
There sits Mr. Russ Stiver. Tell us a little bit about the man, the myth, the legend. Tell us about yourself and then what you do in the paranormal.
So, as Jeremy kind of touched on a little bit, I've been doing this for about, actually this year marks 28 years in the field for me. I'm only 39, but I started investigating when I was 12, close to 13 years old.
Wow.
My first investigation was Mansfield Reformatory, OSR in Ohio.
Wow.
And it's been almost 3 decades of doing what I love to do, helping people, exploring what we can't explain. And I've been on investigations with Jeremy before. Him and I have had some very good experiences together. Also some very interesting experiences together.
That's for sure.
And it's led me to where I am today. I've done multiple events all across the country, from California to Massachusetts, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Wow. Yeah, I think we've been on a couple together too, Russ. That
I believe we have, sir.
We have, folks, ladies.
Now,
folks,
Jeremy, you and Russ are New England area, right? So you
Yes.
work with Matt for investigations?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, we do. Yeah.
Okay, he's been on our show before too, Matt Warner. So I was trying to give people a little bit of perspective. You all are in New England, and Keith's, of course, in Texas. I'm here in Pennsylvania, and Steve's in Virginia. So we kind of have the East Coast and this into the center of the country covered tonight, which is nice.
You can't help but love Matt. We talk about when we've investigated and people we with. I got to investigate with him out west when we were way out in like Arizona. And we had a really fun time, and such a sweetheart of a guy. His daughter is such a little doll, and I've known him for years. And then it just, we that's a nice thing about having friends, which now has become my family since so much of my family has died. Is that they become like a brother. Well, you can just call him and cry it out, or call and laugh it out. And I've done that with Jeremy some, been befuzzled before, and he's like, well,
what was that word?
Befuzzled. It's kind of like you're kind of pooped up.
It's a big
so you're befuzzled.
I picked a million other synonyms for that word.
So I make them up in my mind, being okay.
Okay.
But,
all right.
And then Russ, we've had some good conversations where he said, you know what, Keith? Damn it, I see your perspective now.
Yes, sir.
Steve, I've just kind of got, really to know. But ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands watching the show and the millions that adore this man, the one, the only, Mr. Steve Real Deals. Woo! There he is, a face you can't help but love. Look at that smile. Look at him. Look at him smiling. Okay,
glad to have you back on, Steve.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
He's just what a happy guy. You can't help, Even if you got upset with him, you'd still say, "All right, Steve, let's hug it out. Tell us about yourself and
tell my wife
what you do, buddy."
So my name's Steve, obviously. Hi, everybody. What do I do? I am the historian on the TV show The Ghost Finders. We're actually in the midst of season 12, so we're filming that right now, which is a lot of fun. Getting to explore some locations that I haven't before, which I love being able to do. Got to check out Randolph County Infirmary, which is really, really cool, and investigated a church that was attended by a teenage Jim Jones. That was very weird. So I have a lot of fun with that. I'm also the director of my own paranormal team, Transcend Paranormal, and I am just kicking off a new YouTube series with a buddy of mine, Chris, called Eerie Encounters. It's basically where we cover kind of like our adventures and our investigations the day after. So we're still like sleep deprived. We are like your para hungover kind of deal, those sorts of things. So we try to cover the events from the day prior while we're just completely out of it, because I feel like that makes for a lot of fun, and it makes us look really dumb, which is perfect content. So I do all of those things.
all your memories from the night before are still fresh when you do it that way, though.
They are, and we're also like just way out of it. So some of the crap that comes out of our mouths is really, really silly. We talked about cicadas at one point. Had nothing to do with the location. It made no sense. There was no context. It was just cicadas. So we do weird stuff. It's fun. I love it.
Very, very cool stuff, man. That's the cool thing about when you have this in this industry, is you got Steve who brings something to the table. Russ and what he does, And then Jeremy, he may say that, I'm not really seeing that. But the good thing about it is you got three guys who bring something to the table. And when individually we can fail, collectively we sell. I mean, when you put all things together, it's so cool to see how it works like a team. So that's the cool thing about it.
Oh, that's it.
Now we want to get into some things that I think the reason you all know we're here, ladies and gentlemen, the bash.
Yeah.
So now let's go down that little road. I don't know that it's a yellow brick road.
Let's go down the rabbit hole.
It depends what color it is at night when you've been drinking.
What is this bash you're talking of? I have no idea what this is. I'm just here for the beer.
He doesn't remember. He doesn't remember. That's what happened.
Oh.
But what are some happy memories, guys? Like for you guys coming to the bash and
so how many years,
long
how many years you've been going, and then tell us about your memories or what you've done there.
I guess I'll go first. Yeah, I mean, this will be my 4th or 5th year going to the bash. I mean, our first one was 2018, and then I think my fondest memory, it's kind of weird, but my fondest memory of the first bash is that I got my very first tattoo that I ever got in my entire life. 5 hours sitting in a chair was ridiculous, but it was definitely worth the experience and the memories, and just the overall, the camaraderie between everybody at the bash. Everybody leaves their egos at the door, and it's been a really tremendous experience in my mind, and that's the reason why we keep going back every year. And I mean, to me, the most thankful thing I can think of is the fact that it survived the whole COVID extravaganza, and they were able to bring it back, and it's getting bigger and bigger every year. So to me, that shows you how strong of an event it is, and how much people are behind it and back it 150%. And to me, that's the best part in my eyes, is all of the good that it does. So,
well, it does, and I've seen that in the community with people coming up, and I mean, and this is just the ones that I've been to. Not even to say what's going forward, like on this next event, and then the people that we're going to be helping in the future. So I think it's a beautiful platform because people, they put that as Gettysburg as the place to have an event like this. So they get to come and learn about the paranormal. There's opportunities for them if they want to go out and investigate somewhere, and then meet the people who are doing this in the field, ask questions, learn some things. And I mean, it's all there in a package. And how much more fun can you get for, what is it, 2 days? I guess Friday and what is it?
3 days.
3 days. You got a 3-day run of this gig.
If you want to join us for the extra day, we're all going to be there.
Yeah.
So,
well, it runs Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
But everybody comes in on Thursday night, and we kind of do our own little welcome to the bash party out on the patio.
That's right. Yeah. And Ted, we agree with you. That's one thing that it just kind of, like Jeremy, like you were saying, it kind of transcends. Everybody meshes together, and even coming from different areas or different teams or different countries, even, it's really neat to see how everybody kind of, comes together. And I admire your 5 hours in the chair for your first tattoo. Like, I was not biting that off for my first one. So
it was a lot of teeth grinding, but it was definitely worth it.
So Russ, you've been outed.
Oh no!
Only if he wears the buddy costume. That's the only way I'm buying.
Yeah. The shenanigans are wild and open there at the bash. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt.
Now the great thing I always have to say about the bash is it's my one vacation a year. I set aside time off work and everything like that to go to this. I don't travel to Mexico. I don't go to Italy. I don't do anything like that. Gettysburg is what it is. And it's not even a vacation for me. And what I always say is it's a family reunion. It's not an event. It's not going to meet other people. You come and see these people you haven't seen for a year or, 6 months, things like that. And it's that family environment that brings everybody together, because Kelly and Keith, as well as out on that patio, everybody knows everybody.
Right.
There is no divide. There is no, like Jeremy said, there's no drama. There's no anything like that. Everybody put their ego at the door, and it is a weekend, as the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash motto is, a weekend of hope. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is we all come together. We are supporting great charities, Heroes for Hire, I'm blanking on the name right now. It's the
PA Wounded Warriors.
Wounded Warriors of PA. Yes, thank you, Kelly.
Yep.
But it's a weekend where everybody can get together. We all laugh, we all cry, because we've all done it. We've all done it 1 or 2 times there. Mm-hmm. But it's a weekend where everybody looks forward to, and it's one of those things that is just amazing. It brings everybody together. And, I'm so glad every year I get to see my family that, I talk to on occasion, but I don't see all the time.
Yeah, Tim Connell's right. He says old age is kicking in. Brother,
yeah, I talked to Tim earlier. He was doing a little stuttering earlier too, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Hey, I guarantee it is kicking in. Trust me, that's another story. But anyway, well, Steve, how many times have you been to the bash yourself? I know.
So, for me, this coming bash will be my 2nd year.
Okay.
So I was a newbie last year.
All right. Well, this year there's a hazing ritual, and I'm in charge.
There's a hazing ritual? Oh, God. Okay.
I'm in, Kelly.
I'll get back to you on the details when we're off air, but I'm in charge of it.
Yeah.
So.
Kelly's be like, take your clothes. No,
you trust me, right?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, Steve. This is actually going to be my 6th year. I was actually at the first Gettysburg Battlefield Bash.
Yeah, me too. I was there too. Yep.
So this will be my 6th year.
That's crazy, isn't it? That it's 6 years.
Yeah, Eric.
I love it, man.
Eric's chiming in. Eric Julian, he's kind of a stable there. I think.
I know that guy.
He's kind of the man behind the scenes. Make no doubt about it. Working with Pam and Steve and helping them get the things done that they need. But you got to have a guy that's a go-to guy like that. It helps a lot. So. It's always fun to check in with him and talk about some heavy metal music. And we've had the funnest times, I think, when me and him were listening to music. I guess it was at the house at the Pam and Steve's, and we were playing music, and you had to guess what band it was. And I was nailing him, and then he nailed a bunch too. And he's like, "Golly, I guess we both know about a bunch." I said, "Yeah, this is music I grew up to." They don't make music like that anymore. I can assure you that. But it's really fun. So
we all just went squirrel here, Steve. Your 2nd year now this year.
Oh yeah. Welcome back, everybody. I love the bash. So last year was my 1st year. Dan Class actually brought me and brought me along so that we rep the Ghost Finders. And I had always wanted to go for years. It just never seemed to pan out. Something was always happening. And so, Dan told me, "Hey man, you're coming this year. Get up here." And I was like, "All right, let's do this." I've always wanted to go. And so, it was awesome. I had an absolute blast. It is one of my favorite events, hands down. To the point that I make sure now that I have it on my calendar. I make sure that I get my room booked immediately as soon as those bookings go out. I'm like, let's go. We got to get a room.
I think I book before I leave. I think I stop at the front desk when I check out, and I'm like, by the way, this is the date. So,
but it's amazing. Like everybody's kind of saying and to kind of resonate, like it felt like walking in to family. Like first off, Steve and Pam are super inviting, very hospitable, and just welcome you with open arms. And everybody that's up there that runs the bash and volunteers and puts all their time and effort into, I mean, you can tell that there is some absolute serious passion, and blood, sweat, and tears put into this event. It's one of my favorite cons. I feel like it's not one of those where it's like you're like clawing your way to see anybody, and there's not these massive, like I've heard of other conferences where there's massive lines to see folks, and you end up waiting for hours at the door and stuff like that. This is like you get to come in, you get to hang out with the people that you care about, the people that you want to see, your friends, your family, and you get to spend some real quality time.
Let's just take a moment of appreciation for my mother, who's now learned how to comment on our show. So, everyone, Mom, you missed it. Tim said the aliens are coming after this, so you missed it.
Run!
Yeah. They may do a surprise drive-by this year, they said. So if you've yet to meet the parents. Oh, hi, Wes. I didn't know if you were working tonight.
Glad you're here, Wes.
Oh, man.
Wes is in here.
Oh, man. Steve's probably about the most handsome out of the guys. Yeah,
I know,
geez.
right? Oh, trust me, I'm getting this trimmed up before I come. So, I mean,
It's too funny.
Yeah.
I'm getting my ears lowered and the chin shortened. So,
There you go. Are there spots in town when you three go, come to the area that you'd like to go out to investigate? Last show, we kind of talked about our preferences and some places around the area that we like to visit.
I like to investigate Mr. Ed's candy store and Elephant Emporium. So
I was gonna say I like to investigate the Dobbins, specifically the Spring Tavern downstairs where all the delicious food is.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard there's several spirits roaming around there.
Yeah, in the form of a liquid form.
They all tend to be in the bar area. It's very weird.
Why is it this thing putting off an EMF?
That's right. Exactly.
No, seriously, I do enjoy like going out and getting a chance to like walk around the battlefields and get all the amazing energy that is just constantly there. And every year, it's just it's an overwhelming experience just to go out and take it all in, the scenery and all of the memorials for those who have passed before us. And just in that, and my wife and I like to visit like Devil's Den is big on our thing, and the Sachs Bridge as well. So.
I know Devil's Den's open because I know last year it was closed.
But
it's open this year.
Yeah.
They finished a restoration project on it, so everything's back open again. So that's great. I mean, myself, I just like to go. Like I've done investigating maybe 2 or 3 times when I've been in Gettysburg, but like I said, you always get wrapped up way too much in spending time with everybody and having a good time and catching up and reminiscing. But I personally just love to go stand on the battlefields and just take it all in. Because you can just imagine what's happening. You can like I don't put this out there very often, but I am a psychic medium, and when I step on somewhere that has some energy to it, I can envision. It happened to me at Waverly Hills. I can just envision what it was like at that time period. And it's just, it's something that almost makes you emotional. You just take in and just absorb.
Yeah, it is a heavy moment. It definitely is a heavy moment. Yeah. I could agree with that. Especially.
Okay.
No, sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
So I was just gonna say, last time we were there, because I've investigated it a number of times in Gettysburg. And we always try to hit like Sachs Bridge, and we do the tourist thing, right? Because like everybody and their brother is out at Sachs Bridge anymore, it feels like. But we'll do that. We'll go to the Eisenhower Bridge. We'll spend some time out at the battlefields, just hanging out and being present in that area. But I think one of my favorite things we did last year, one of my teammates, Chris, talked us into going on like a ghost tour, and like, so we totally like went and did the whole tourism kind of thing. But it was so funny and fun. West, yes, the Suicide Bridge. But it was so funny just to kind of do that and like step back from it, take it from a very like a much less serious tone, and just be massive tourists, right? Like it was so funny just to do that. And we had a lot of fun, man. It was great because we just we spent time with just the team and our friends and get to really just do what we wanted to do and spend time together.
Steve, that's what you got to do. Though sometimes you got to step back from the investigator role and just do the whole touristy thing. Like when I'm down there, I go all the shops downtown and
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do all the fun stuff. Like I wanted, like, they have that double-decker bus tour that goes around Gettysburg. I want to do that one year.
That sounds fun. I'd be so down. Wes brings up a good point too. The hotel is on some interesting property.
Yes.
Last year, Ron and Lourdes invited us with their crew to actually do a digital seance at the hotel, and we snagged one of the spaces there, like literally at the hotel where folks were presenting, and we ran some of their equipment. And that was like, out of all the investigations I did that weekend, which was just like a handful, not a whole lot, but investigating the actual hotel property was my favorite. Like we had some really solid communication and really, really cool and interesting, I guess just the investigation was awesome.
I mentioned that last week or 2 weeks ago as well, because I met some friends in between bashes and we stayed at those hotels that were right there. And we took some equipment out on those big boulders and kind of walked around the concourse. And we had some really neat experiences. So, if anyone has some downtime at nighttime, go check, just walk around, check it out. It is really, really interesting. And my mom and we were at, I was surprised she remembered this. This did happen. We were at Dobbin House for dinner when we went down there, and she did remark about that too. It is that's a really neat place for those of you, not just to eat and drink, but historically, that's a really, really neat place. And Brandon is chiming in with, he wants to do a session there at ABC.
Beer, great food.
Let's see.
No, but one thing I do.
Hi, Jeff and Sean. I'm sorry, Russ. Somehow there was a little delay on the chat, so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, and Sully can kind of that you know what, you want to mention Keith and Jeremy, but not me. But all right, Sully, Jeremy, and I are both part of Warner Paranormal Preservation Society. We run 2 locations, about to become a couple more, fingers crossed. And Sully's part of that group too, and we're all in a group chat, and Sully loves to give shit to everybody. So I think he personally left me out of that for a reason.
Stacy, that's a good idea. We should do that.
Everybody
bring your bike races. We'll have bike races and we'll go kart.
No bike. We're gonna do wheels.
Oh, that would be fun. That'd be group field trip.
Yeah, to the ER.
To the ER.
That's fair. That's a fair point, Steve.
Like, can we all share healthcare plans?
Can we get those?
You sign it with the waiver.
That's right. That's right. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's right. And Andy, his business now, Ghost City Tours, is on the square, so we will have to go if you are meandering.
We need
it out. They have some good merchandise too, and of course, amazing tours. And I can't, like, I love all these chat comments tonight. I love it. I just can't.
So many comments tonight.
I know. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we'll have to hit up Andy's. That's gonna be it. We're gonna have to go to Andy's and check his place out because he just got it up and running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Jenny,
I love.
we're glad you can come too. Yeah.
Yeah, she was supposed to come last year, but things came up. But
the rest of us understand that, Jenny. Maybe Russ will give you a hard time about the rest of us.
I can give her a hard time because I've known her for like almost 15 years. So.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You can tell.
She just called you out.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, I'm bringing a friend of mine from Texas. He they own a shop in Galveston, Texas, which, if you know the history of Galveston with the hurricane, it was one of the largest numbers of deaths in the history, of America, alongside with Gettysburg. But the building he's in was used as the temporary hospital for the hurricane that drowned that city. And man, is it got spirits in it. I'll just real quickly tell you, at one time we just wanted to ask, because I wanted to know, and I asked, how many spirits are here? I mean, we hear you moving and we hear talking and so the spirit came through and said thousands. So we were like, okay, that tells us so much, because literally that's what happened in that city. Is there were thousands of people that drowned and washed out to sea, only to come back to Galveston. And now when people take pictures modern day, they get pictures of people walking down the block, or people will say, hey, who's this in the picture with me? And well, it's not a living person. So very cool stuff in that town. But he's going to be there. Mike is a great guy, tech guy. So I'm going to introduce him to all my friends when we come. It's going to be fun.
Oh, okay. Mark.
Yeah,
Yes.
my friend Mark is actually from South Glen Falls, New York. He actually just moved to Massachusetts. I met him. He's a great friend of mine. And I'm actually bringing him with me this year to Gettysburg. He's never been to Gettysburg, and I can't wait to bring him.
And Jeff, I saw a message from you. Are you coming to the bash too? You can answer that. Oh, yeah. I think he was talking about his location, Steve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sounds interesting. He says he was waiting for his teammates, and a candle came on by itself, which sounds pretty cool.
Have you been there?
I have not. I don't know where this is, but
this is the Bel Air house Jeff's talking about.
Oh, the Bel Air house. I'm originally from Ohio, so I know the Bel Air house very well. So
there you go.
I have parked outside of the Bel Air house.
In the daylight?
I have not been inside, but I was outside because I was on my way to film an episode in Indiana, and we drove through like that whole area, and so it was like it was me and my buddy Chris, who Kelly, and Moundsville was like 10 minutes off the road, and I'm like, Chris, we got to go and stop and just at least see the outside of this place. And so we did that, and then we crossed over this bridge into like Bel Air, Ohio, or something like that. And I was like, oh my god! I said, I bet you the Bel Air house is in Bel Air, and sure as shit, the Bel Air house is.
Through deductive reasoning.
Yeah, this is weird, right? And so we stopped and we parked outside. Like, we probably looked like creepers, like we were like looking to case the joint, but we parked outside and took a picture, and then we drove on. We did not, in fact, case the joint, but it was cool, man. I want to go at some point.
Yeah,
they're both on my bucket list. So
it's a very interesting vibe for sure. And Jeff says that's called the Bel Air Bridge, so that makes sense.
There we go. God, everything's Bel Air there. They really know how to like brand.
Yeah,
it's Ohio. Of course they do.
There's a couple really cool spots right around there, though. Like
that's like we drove through Point Pleasant and we did all the Mothman things, like hardcore tourism. Did the Mothman Museum, wasn't cheesy at all. But then we also went and had like Mothman ice cream at the Mothman ice cream place right next door. And then there was like 3 or 4 Mothman like stores right here and everything. So yeah, Josh, you went to Moundsville, didn't take me. That's fine. Whatever.
Steve, you definitely need to do the Mothman Festival one
year. I want to do the Mothman Festival so bad.
Oh, the old Mothman is coming to get you.
I want, like, I'm wearing my Mothman t-shirt today.
Oh, there it is right there. We had a sighting.
Like, I love the whole Mothman thing. I don't like everything about it is so interesting and fun. I don't know.
So I used to drive. I lived in Ohio, and my mother lived in North Carolina, and I would actually drive through Point Pleasant every time I went to see her. And every time I'm driving through, I'm replaying that movie in my head, going, "Please don't, please don't, please don't."
Oh yeah, where's that?
Yeah, they say they see that thing in an area, and then it's like they nothing else with him. He's gone again.
Yep.
So,
You just see the red eyes. That's all you see.
Are there any experiences that you guys have had when you've been out investigating in Gettysburg area that you can share with us?
Well,
Like poignant things that you experienced?
Jeremy, I think, has had some cool places there.
I've actually had a couple of experiences where I've actually seen a couple of shadow figures out in the battlefield during broad daylight, and I had a couple of people talking right next to me while I was standing there looking over the fields. And when I was heading back towards my car, I actually could hear a couple of phantom rifle blasts going off, which was really, really cool. But the shadow figures or the shadow soldiers or whatever they were, it was very weird because I don't usually see them in broad daylight, but it definitely was an experience. So
That's pretty interesting that you caught that in broad daylight.
yeah, it's I'm fortunate enough that I'm that that I've been very blessed to be connected with the spiritual realm, and sometimes a lot of times they show up to me, when we're doing investigations, when they shut the lights off or in basic situations. But I'm out in broad daylight. I think it was like 12:30 in the afternoon when it actually took place, and it was like, wow. I'm not really surprised the amount of people that passed in that area is. They still don't know the true numbers of everybody who was in there either. So.
Yeah.
I think one of my weirdest investigations was where the orphanage is, like the orphanage building.
Yep.
That place. I mean, gosh, I investigated that place probably back in like 2012 or so, and it still gives me, like, just from being so long ago, I still have a hard time even getting close to that building, just knowing like what went on there. I wasn't a father then, I am now, and so like just thinking about that and the experiences that the kids would have had in there really is super off-putting to me. It's like the same thing like when I investigated the Bell Mansion or Greenville Manor, where they have like kids' coffins and whatnot, and like I can't do that sort of stuff anymore. But the orphanage, just going into that hole that the kids would have gone into and would have stayed, is just absolutely insane. Just the feeling of being in there. And then there, like, I don't know if you guys have ever been down in there, but like there's this overwhelming sense of like something really like dark, like not saying like demonic or anything, but like really nasty, like really mean. And so I remember
those domineering spirits, like they're in control. Like,
I don't. It was like Steve investigating when he was 10 years old. Yeah. Okay, Dan. I grew this to make it look like I wasn't 10. But
you look like you're like 15 right now at this point, and just advanced a little bit. So.
Daniel Claus is busting your chops, Steve.
I was 5 when I was investigating.
Challenge him for the belt, Steve. Challenge him for the belt. Tell him that's it. Call him out tonight. An open challenge match. Say Steve Deals is challenging the champ Daniel Claus for an open challenge.
He's gonna beat me with a tortilla.
It's gonna be a throwdown at Gettysburg. I said we're gonna set up with a cage match at Gettysburg.
Cage match. Add that, Steve, if you're watching. Add that to the poster. Cage match. Yeah.
Cage match.
I could just see it.
Oh my God.
Steve, you're gonna have to come up with a finisher.
I have to back up a little bit before we share. I think
Daniel already has his.
Okay, well, yeah. I was gonna say Nicole's weighing in about a lantern moving across. There's a whole bunch of chiming in the chat, so I wanted to make sure I grabbed their experiences.
Catch up.
Yeah, I know. I can't catch up tonight. So yeah, David. Mike is coming with Keith, so that'll be really, really great to see him.
As a guy with more knowledge and probably I don't know, he's been doing it for a while, and
So
very sharp
many people
guy.
feel that way too, Wes. Many
Some
people are creeped out by the wheat fields, even if they're not quite sure where they are when they drive by. A lot of people have had different feelings there.
I want to interrupt here for a second. Dan,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like, why? Why would we do this?
why
I'm not
this?
even there at that part of the
There's a better
chat, so it's
question.
probably really good, Dan. But I didn't see it yet because I'm going to.
When you do, you're gonna shake your head.
Okay, all right. So
Why
Andy's,
wouldn't we do this?
Andy's tours. I mean, it sounds like they're more than just a tour, Andy. It sounds like an experience. And Jenny, if you do come to town early, check out Ghost City Tours so that Andy Andrews is in the chat. He's the guy to talk to about that. And Stacy is talking to you, Steve.
Yeah. So the orphanage. I haven't heard the EVP. I will say, the orphanage. One of the creepiest things was not even inside of the building, but when we were standing outside. I think I guess is it the second floor or the third floor? One of the floors is like where somebody's actually living, like an apartment. And I swear to you, the entire time we investigated, we were there probably from 9 p.m. until 3 a.m. or so in the morning. There was this guy that was in the apartment complex. Every time we walked outside, this man was pacing back and forth, and right in front of the window. It was the creepiest thing. And the fact that we would stop and we'd take a breather, go outside for a little bit, and we'd be out there. We'd walk over, because the Jenny Wade house is really close. We'd just walk across the street, hang out for a second, just get some fresh air and whatnot. And I swear to you, every time we walked out of that house or out of that building, that man was still pacing back and forth. And I'm like, I don't know if it's something that's just associated with the building, right?
No, Steve, was he real or?
It seemed like it wasn't if it wasn't real, let's say it was some sort of mechanism or animatronic, it would have made the same path every time. This was somebody that wouldn't. It wasn't. There was no pattern to it. It wasn't he would stop at the same spot and then go back to the same spot. It was an actual person. You could tell just from their mannerisms. It was a living, breathing person, as far as I can tell. Was it a shadow figure or spirit? I have no idea. But to me, it wasn't an animatronic, somebody would just from a haunted house or something that somebody would stick up in a window, or a Home Alone kind of effect. It was it looked like an actual person, but it was weird. It was the most off-putting vibe. Was just literally standing outside and watching whomever this was walk back and forth for hours and hours. And that, I don't know. There's something about that building I can't quite get past.
Did you guys have a FLIR camera on you at that?
Not at that time. Mm-mm.
Yeah, we had that happen to us at an investigation we were at, and a lot of people were walking up and saying, "Hey, who did we leave upstairs?" And I'm like, "I think everybody's down here." And we looked, and we could sure enough see somebody was moving the curtains, looking outside. And so I'm like, I'll solve this. I took my FLIR 5 out, turned it on, brought it up, pointed towards the window, and got a perfect map of head, shoulders, body, and it was blue. It was not red. So no heat. It was a bluish, grayish back and forth. And then it was there, and you would kind of see it turn and go towards the hall, and then it would come back and then just leave. And I'm like, well, guys, I don't think there was a live person.
I don't think so.
And so we went upstairs and asked and got an EVP and said, was that you in the window? Were you watching me? Were you watching us? And you heard a giggle, and he goes, I was. And I'm like, mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Keith. When you said that, all I thought of was head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you could make it out that it looked like somebody was looking at us. And when I got that, I was like, well, that pretty much solved it. And then, sure enough, they answered and said, yeah, I was.
Just getting stopped by
I think sometimes they play games with us. I think they like it. I think it's fun for them too. Like we're trying to, you know.
Hey, I don't want to be seen, but I'm watching you.
Well, yeah,
Not
somewhere
creepy at
that
all.
we can't see them.
Yeah.
Well, like I feel like you take that even a step further, right? Like if like a living, breathing person was like, "I want to watch you, but I don't want you to see me," you're like, "Oh, that's a stalker." And but like now we're like,
that's definitely catching a
"That's
charge.
Crazy, yeah. But we're
Well,
like,
we have
"Oh,
the technology.
Yeah.
You know, we
Yeah.
do.
Mhm. And David, I agree with you. That does have a really weird vibe. I've seen some very clear shadows in that particular area at nighttime.
Have you ever left a recorder in a room, guys? Have you ever been in a room, then just kind of walked away, went in there, and then like went down the stairs, and then as you go make your ways back up there, play that? Man, you'd be surprised what you get when they don't think we're around and they're talking. You know, they're like, they're watching us, and they'll, you know, maybe paranormal investigators.
Oh, I do drop
like
recordings all the time. I'll go into a room, ask a couple questions, drop a recorder, walk out, leave it in there for an hour, and go back in and listen to it.
Yeah.
we need like a spiritual cease and
crazy.
desist.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
It's
That's what we
fun.
need, Kelly. We need a spiritual cease and desist.
Wesley, is that
I
why?
mean, that's I guess.
Ghosts, please
It's more
stop
like a
watching me.
maintenance thing. It may work for a little while and then you have to redo it. File new paperwork.
Kelly, what Wes Coleman just popped up in the chat.
I know.
and,
I didn't know if I could post this, but Wes, you committed.
Wes put
Wes,
it
you
there.
dirty old man. You dirty, dirty.
is that why she's your ex? Or
I mean, this may deep dive into
Wes,
a
you dirty,
conversation that
stinky old man.
you started. So,
Oh man,
just saying.
Wes. Oh my God.
I mean, I feel like these
So
are
the
things.
Bash, are you guys going to be doing your Thursday party again?
We are. We didn't really put anything out about it, but yeah, we are, and I will put something out about it. That way.
Well, we come to expect it because
we
all
expect
know Thursday and Friday are the big party days for the Bash.
Okay, well,
They
then
are.
there may or may not be some sort of thematic activity.
Nothing official at this time. No statements.
I
are being
need to
released.
know so I can prepare.
Oh,
Well, off
crap.
the record, sir. We'll speak with you at a later time. We're not taking a lot of questions on that. Next next
We're
question.
24 days away, Keith. Come on.
Amazon has only 2 to 3 day shipping anymore. I have to put enough notice out for everyone. It's not instant turnaround anymore. Come on, Kelly.
Yeah, that's the really, really secret green room stuff.
Right. Yeah.
The really VIP serious stuff.
That's right. We're so happy you guys came on and joined us tonight. Can you share where people can follow you and your teams?
Oh,
and
yeah,
your
absolutely.
shows and all that?
Do you see Keith? Oh my God, Wes's comment.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Keith is baby Jesus. Yes. Yes.
well, I mean,
Oh my God.
the people have spoken, Keith. The people
If the
have
diaper fits.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my God, Keith, you could do that and it could be a fundraising thing. We could do Stuff the Diaper where everybody puts money into your diaper. Oh my God, this would be amazing.
Steve, we're not having a poll at Gettysburg.
Oh
Okay,
my
so you
God.
can't put things into somebody's diaper.
I could do something. I could do something else like a baby fireman or something, but I'm not going to commit blasphemy. No blasphemy against Jesus Christ. That's the last thing I need when I get to the gate and I walk up and he goes,
"Yeah, do you remember the $3,000 you
remember that time at the Bash you were there and you were mocking me?"
But I also feel like it's for
Nicole,
a good
that's
cause.
a very good point. That's
and
a very
like,
good
I was just playing. He's like, "Ain't so funny now. Depart from me as if I never knew you." And then the little angel grabs me by the arm and walks me down that hallway, and he hits the down button. Oh, wait. Can I take it back? Yeah. I do a lot of things, but I'm not
Don't worry.
I'm not going to commit blasphemy.
Like Steve's down there. I don't want to go down there.
You could be the New Year's baby.
Yeah, I'll be like a New Year's
Christmas,
baby.
the
Yeah, that's
Christmas
fine
show.
because it is Christmas.
Yeah,
themed
Santa's
this year,
helper.
so-
I don't know something, but
Yep. You could be the
Yeah.
New Year's
You
baby.
can be the New Year's baby.
so who
I like
did we
it.
talk to so far? Jeremy, did we find out how to get a hold of you?
Well, I
No.
mean, I'm on Facebook, and I think the major thing that I wanted to bring up quickly before we wrap this up was that this year is going to be special, especially for myself, because this is the first year that I'm actually getting to be a speaker at the bash and not just a visitor or participant, but we're speaking on Sunday afternoon, which is something I've been looking forward to for a while now. And with the whole theme of the Christmas in July, and it ties into, it was one of my mother's favorite holidays, and she used to do it, God rest her soul. And she was a big proponent of the Christmas in July theme. So it's going to be special this year,
Awesome.
especially, it's definitely tugs at the heartstrings a little bit. So I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody. And, Russ and I also work with the Warner Paranormal Preservation Society, so we have a bunch of events coming up in the Massachusetts area in the near future, and that's about it for me. Russ, what do you think?
Russ,
All right,
the man,
so-
how do they reach out to the man?
So I am particularly honored this year. This is going to be my 6th year doing the bash, and I've spoken every year at the bash. And this year I'm excited and honored to actually be co-representing and co-hosting with Jeremy for the
Awesome.
lecture.
Fantastic.
So,
That's
I'm happy to bring him in, and he's going to carry me through the way. So, I mean, I'm putting a lot of focus on him this year because, like I said, this is going to be my 6th year, and I've done this, and I've pushed Jeremy to kind of get into the speaking platform and whatnot. So for me, I run one, I am part of another, 2 different podcasts, one on Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's called Unturned Pages. I do that show with Jenny Davis, who was in the chat room tonight. So thank you, Jenny, for joining us. And also on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, I run a show called Compass of Curiosities, which is a show that is about everything out there, not just paranormal. I have anything from artists to chefs to authors to anything on there. So I kind of want to throw that out there. You can find both pages on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, but I'm really looking for the Gettysburg this year, especially with doing it with my brother, Jeremy. Jeremy was in my wedding as one of my groomsmen, and he's family.
Oh yeah, you are too, man. It's going to be a great time. Great time.
It's gonna be fun.
Well, Mr. Deals, what about
yeah.
yourself?
How can people follow you, Steve?
Keith, I love that your dog is just casually licking your ear. That's
Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here.
Don't worry,
Uh,
nothing's going
Our
on.
rating just went to 13. Way to go, Keith.
I love it. I will be speaking at the bash as well. I'm super excited. Pam and Steve invited me to speak on Friday. So I will be there early. Kelly, Thursday.
On it.
But I will be there Friday speaking at 3:30. I'm super excited. I think.
What are you going to talk about, Steve? Do you know?
I-
Is it going to be
I don't
skinwalkers
know.
again?
I can do skinwalkers if that's what you want me to.
If my parents show up, could you do skinwalkers? Is that like too much to ask? Like
No,
they
you
would
do
just
that.
love this. They would
we
love
can
it.
do we can do skinwalkers. We'll do skinwalkers.
We are now doing special requests for lectures.
Yes, I'm okay with that. The whole
I was
skinwalker
teasing, but
presentation
you're
was a special request.
no, I was teasing. You do what you'd like, but your talk on Skinwalker Ranch when we were together in Strasbourg the other weekend was very informative.
I
So
can do that. I can do that.
that was 2 thumbs up for
You
that.
check with your parents.
And all that.
If
I'll report back about that.
if Mama and Papa Miller would like, I can do that. I'm good. I'll do requests. I am okay with that. Yeah. So you can find me on the Ghost Finders on Paraflix and the Spirit Channel on Roku. Stacy gosh. Can we talk about your pole dancing career, Steve? We can. It's going to be on my OnlyFans. We'll have a live a little bit, and we'll discuss that. I'm just kidding.
I'm getting my phone out right now, Steve. What can I find you under?
That's right.
So I know to avoid it, right? So you can find me on Transcend Paranormal. You can find me
OnlyFans.
On my OnlyFans. I'm just kidding. You pay me to put clothes on instead.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Where else? Eerie Encounters, like I was talking about before, a new thing with me and my buddy Chris. You can find me there. We've got a bunch of events coming up. I don't know. Just look at Transcend Paranormal and you'll find it. Yes, only man's.
Only man.
I like it. And just on Facebook in general, if you message me, we can be weird together. I love being weird, so come be weird with me.
Steve, I'm
That
sending you
should
a
be
friend request
your
right now.
slogan on your page.
Not Facebook, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love being weird. We can be weird together. It has a ring to it, I think.
Andy says, Wes, you missed Steve on the table last weekend. Yes. I had Misty from the Connor sisters whip me. I got onto her table, her table, I don't know how to explain it.
Speak very carefully right now.
Oh, I'm not going. I'm throwing all of it to the wind. We'll just let everybody, kind of feel how they want with this one. But she,
there she is. Hi,
there's
Pam.
Pam. Hi, Pam.
Pam.
Hey.
So she whipped me and with a whip. It was fun. It was good times. There's a
It
picture.
was all in good fun. No one was injured. So
Yeah.
No.
Well, I
Okay,
did
now
have
I
a mark
definitely need to
on my thigh from that
Hey,
one.
Steve
from
was
my-
injured.
Yeah,
But nobody else.
but I allow it. It's good. It's good tone.
I
Steve,
definitely need to get the OnlyFans now because if that's on there, that's definitely like premium content.
That's the
That's
top
top
tier
tier.
content.
Yeah, that's top tier subscription content there. We love you, Pam. And we
Yes.
can't wait. We shared
Oh
lots
my
of
God,
happy
24
memories.
days. Let's
I'm
go.
excited.
Right
I
on
may
the
I may or may not be already started to pack, but that shouldn't surprise anyone who really knows me. But I have several bags already with stuff in them, almost ready. Like if you told me we're moving it up and it starts tomorrow, I would be ready to leave in about 20 minutes.
I'm in the car in like 5 minutes, ready to go.
There you go.
I'm just tossing shit in the bag and
That's
just
fine.
going.
If there's a
That's what I
Walmart
do.
nearby, there's a Walmart.
I
It'll
have
be
a
fine.
conundrum though this year. I don't know if I'm bringing Pennywise with me this year.
Can you make Pennywise somehow Christmassy?
I can.
Or like an elf hat or something?
Yes. See?
So for those who
Jingle
don't
bells.
know, for the past 3 years at Gettysburg the Bash, I have cosplayed as Pennywise, and it's been a big hit to some people. Some people have run from me, but I'm trying to decide whether I want to go with new school Pennywise or old school Pennywise.
Do a Christmas Pennywise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whichever one
Either.
you pick.
I can get a Christmas hat and put it on Pennywise. He could walk around. I mean, hell,
Yeah.
Pennywise was in a Hawaiian shirt.
It's true.
That's right. That's true.
Stacey says
there-
I'm bringing my
new
table this year
things-
for healing. Come see me.
Yeah.
Are you gonna whip me too, Stacey?
Oh dear goodness.
I can bring a riding crop to Gettysburg. I mean, you know.
Yes, why not?
And really, just the whole paranormal family is just resourceful. Everyone who's watching, like, we're just like great references for each other. And if you need something, someone else would have it for you, and there's no judgment.
Yeah.
And we offer therapy at 9:15 p.m. So
Room number 412, Russ's room.
Yeah. You'll
I
know
don't know.
it's
I'm
his
totally
room.
making it up. Totally making it up.
There'll be a small table with an array of fuzzy handcuffs. Just take one and then walk in.
I may or may
no.
not answer the door dressed as Pennywise.
I don't
I'll
know.
look out for him. I'm not going to do no heavy drinking. I can tell
I
you
mean,
that.
Steve, now you ruined the party favorites for Thursday night. So
Damn it,
thanks
I'm
for that.
sorry.
I can look out for you. I mean, I got it. Pam just said she wants me to look out for you.
Oh my
Kelly, we
God.
still need to do grab bags. I mean, you
I
know.
mean, now you already guessed what it's going to be. So what fun is this? I was going to put in riding crops and handcuffs, and now you ruined it. So
Well,
now I'm
there's
back to the
other
drawing board.
things that I'm not going to say on air because they may get us banned on Facebook. But I
Yeah.
mean,
No need for that.
I can't even. You guys are too funny. And also look out for the life-size teddy bear that cracks me up as much as Stegosaurus does when he's the dinosaur.
Oh, yeah.
But the teddy bear that runs around, nothing makes me laugh harder than that. She is amazing, and I just can't. Like, I lose it every single time. Like when Steve, when you wear that dinosaur costume, like there's something about a human in a life-size costume that just makes me light up inside, and I just lose it every time.
Pennywise doesn't make you light up inside? I mean, we all float.
Well, Pennywise
We
makes
all
me, like, maybe have bad dreams a little bit, but
who did the it's not the T-Rex, but that dinosaur from
the Velociraptor? That was
Velociraptor.
Steve Bloom.
That was sick. That was so cool.
I actually have pictures of Pennywise petting the Velociraptor.
Oh.
That was so neat. Those costumes are
I believe they're coming again this year.
That was amazing. I didn't expect that life-size Velociraptor in the hallway of the Wyndham in Gettysburg, but I was really glad to run into
that. Was cool. And then the totally, like, not paranormal, but the cigar, like,
the cigar trailer is amazing.
Was amazing. Oh my god. That was the coolest thing ever.
I don't think they're having the trailer, but I think there's still going to be designated spots and things for that.
They're doing I talked to Pam already about it. They're doing a table. It won't be the full trailer, but they are doing a table that has a humidors on it, so you can still select cigar.
That trailer was nice.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep. That's great. And I know there'll be other outside activities.
Pam says an escape room.
Escape room.
Yep, escape room, train rides.
They've added all these things. It's amazing. And it is fun for the whole family. So,
and you know what?
Despite our jokes are only late night jokes. Like, it is fun for the whole family during your 12 to 16.
Oh, yeah. My kids came. My kids had fun last year.
I do have to say, since I've been from the beginning of the bash, when it first incepted and when it first started, seeing how big and how much it's grown is absolutely amazing. And I can't give enough credit to Steve and Pam because they have done an absolute amazing job. And it is something every year that not I look forward to, but also other people are like, we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, Keith's coming from Texas. Kelly, I know you're in PA.
Yeah, I'm not.
Jeremy and I are in Massachusetts. Like, it's Steve, you're in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that it brings everybody together. It's a weekend of hope and healing, is what they say. And, it's something that brings people from all sides of the country. Charlotte Underwood came from England last year.
Wes comes from Canada. Jenny said she's coming from Minnesota.
She's coming from Minnesota. Yeah. And you know what? I call Pam and Steve mom and dad because they really honestly adopted me as their proverbial son, I guess you could say. But, it's one of those things that they have put together an event that brings the entire community together. And it's one of those things where I don't like the term para-unity, but this isn't just paranormal.
Right.
This is everybody coming together as once.
Aww. And Stacy, I think Steve Dills is singing the Christmas songs at karaoke.
No,
the word on the street is that I heard that he was gonna sing.
If maybe the way to fundraise for that one is to allow tomato purchases for like $2.
Okay, Steve, Donner or Donder?
I am not singing for anybody.
I'll play drums with the band, but
or Donner.
I'll play drums with the band, but I don't.
I know the right answer. I know.
I don't know. I don't know. I am more of a I never for Christmas person.
I'm in it. I'll sing the hell out of some Carol of the Bells.
I like that one. Wes says he will sing for me.
All right.
So long as it's not like in your hotel room and it's just the two of us. That's fine. That sounds good to me.
That sounds like an intimate evening.
It does. It'll be like, let's be like, I'm gonna sing for you, Steve, and then we'll go up and it'll be like candlelit, and there'll be like rose petals. Like,
Well, there's the theme of Thursday night. It's not going to be fun anymore.
You ruined the surprise.
You're ruining all my surprises. God, Steve.
You should know my mind's in the gutter 24/7.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
but it is fun for the kids. I will tell you that. Like my kids absolutely loved the Batmobile and Batman.
Yeah.
It was prison.
Oh, John Buckland, who plays Batman, is absolutely amazing. He is such a great guy.
Nicole, it wasn't intentionally a secret party. I just didn't think it was a big deal, but evidently I was a slacker. So I have lots of messages to send out now, apparently. I didn't realize it had come to be such a thing. Pam.
Get on your shit, Kelly.
I know. Get my act together here. That's right. Oh, I'm so happy to see you guys in person, and I'm so thankful that you could come on and just share with us some of your favorite memories and activities around town and have a lot of fun. And if you all can't tell by watching, these three are a blast to watch them speak. So make sure that you check out their speeches and lectures throughout the afternoons. And
so Jeremy and I are speaking at, I believe, 12:30 on Sunday.
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Steve, when are you speaking?
I am 3:30 on Friday.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, good. Great.
And
You're kicking it off.
And your ticket is $20 for the whole weekend. So it's all
goes to charity.
The charity, yep. And everyone is
and you really can't beat the price. I mean, like,
right.
Regardless.
Hey,
of
I'm bringing somebody from Texas. I talked somebody from Texas from coming.
That's right.
And trust me, that's a hike. So, but like, you know, if every person put the word out and can get another new person, I think in time they're going to want to come back because of that fun that they experience. And, you know, I tell people that. I'm telling you, once you come, you're going to want to come back. And Mike's already excited. And so, you know.
That's why I keep coming back, as Pam and Steve put on. I would say, you know, I've seen these events of, you know, no offense to John Rigoro or anything for New Jersey Para Unity. No offense to Bob and Gina for. Oh, now you got a dog in your ear.
We're puppy babies.
But no offense to Bob and Gina for, you know, Penhurst Paracon and everybody that runs the OSR, you know, Parapsychon and whatnot. But on the East Coast, you cannot beat the Bash. Like, it is one of those events that brings heart and soul to it. And Pam and Steve put everything they have into it. And I love them so much. And I love everybody that comes to the event. And, you know, you come there not knowing anybody and you leave as family.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Exactly. I mean, I felt, like I said, last year was my first year, and it was such a welcoming community. Like, and like you guys had mentioned, it's like you leave all your bullshit at the door, and it's just you get around like just phenomenal folks. And like I was saying earlier, it's not even just the speakers, but like the vendors that Pam and Steve bring in are awesome. I mean, I spent so much money last year like buying things. You know, I mean, it's just great. The coffee, oh my god. What is the Deadly Grounds? Oh, it's my favorite. It's absolutely my favorite coffee. I love it. To the point that when Pam and Steve came down early this year, I made them bring coffee for me. But I mean, it's just great. There's so many things to do, and you have Gettysburg literally there. I mean, my God, I think somebody said it in chat earlier. If you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very, very, very true.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
There's people there to embrace you. If you're having the best time of your life, or if you've got things going on and you need to talk to somebody because you come there and some stuff, there's a whole room full of people that will sit down with you and just, heck, I've met people at these different shows that I've become friends of a lifetime, and still now, and even had people that asked me to come and help them in their home, which was one of my most beautiful cases I ever got to help a family. And I was from Texas, and she says, you know, I said, I'll do anything you need to do. And so I did, and got some beautiful resolve. And it was mine and John's probably most rewarding case we ever got to help someone. And we had probably 8 people in that house and not a dry eye in the room. It was such a beautiful case. So that's the thing about it. You know, you never know. If somebody walks up to me, I've got nothing but time and sit down and visit and, you know, just spend some time, you know.
Keith, you know as well as I do at the bash, if you're having a shitty day, someone's going to call you out on it. And they're not going to call you out on it and be like, you know, perk up. They're going to pull you aside and sit down and talk to you. Because you know what? Yeah. You and I have done it both.
Yeah. You never know what they're going through. That's the thing. You don't know if they're about to lose their mom or their dad or they just lost them. So we need to approach that with kid gloves and say, hey, baby, you know, what's up? What's shaking, bacon? And sit down and talk to them. They may need that, you know?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, we're going to wrap it up for you guys. I know you guys have all, it's 9 o'clock there. And my little puppies are circling around the back door. They're like, I got to pee, Daddy. You're either going to clean it up or let me outside.
Let's avoid the Lysol wipes.
Yeah, I've done it many times for my little one.
Aw. Well, thank you guys again so much. It was so great to have you on. And I'm just going to wrap with everybody here right now. So we will see you guys in what, Russ? 24 days? Is that what
24 days. It'll be 23 hours.
23 days. That's fantastic. And I'll be done packing by then. So,
yeah,
or if
tomorrow, Kelly, calm down.
If you want to go in the morning, I'm ready.
Did you even unpack stuff from last year's bash? Like, I feel like you probably have a bag at home that has stuff from last year's bash.
You've now ruined
Gettysburg bug out bag.
3 secrets of mine. I know that we know each other very well, but you've blown 3 secrets of mine right on air tonight. I don't know how to do it, and now your hazing ritual is going to be even worse. Thursday night.
I'm going to steer clear of that one.
All right.
Do y'all got a minute to hang out in the green room backstage? There should be caviar and wine back there.
No, we're just going to wrap. We're going to wrap. We're having too much fun. We're just going to wrap it this way. But
okay,
I'm just going to hit the X.
That's fine. You can hit the X if you really want to. And like, out of here. Get me out of here.
Kelly's going to, you know, Keith's promising caviar and everything else.
I didn't know.
I'm not promising anything at all. Nothing, actually. Less than nothing. If nothing.
Kelly's like, I'm done.
Yep.
I promise I'll put out something about Thursday night. That's my promise. That's what I'll do.
All right.
But
great.
Thank you guys again. And we'll see everybody at the bash in almost 23 days. And we'll be back for part 3 of our bash series guests in 2 weeks.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
See you guys.
Thank you.